Hey everybody, Strangers103 here, another replay cast. I'm playing with StockDcast. You can find his Twitch channel at twitch.tv/StockDcast, I think. I'm not exactly sure. I'll find the actual one and I'll leave a link in the description if I do in fact manage to remember, something I probably won't. Anyways, Tiger, maybe some people might recognize him from Aaron's stream, has decided to give me a Perth. And for those that saw the last video where I this is the first replay of me ever in a Perth, but I did play a Leander game where I played with Pointy-Head Jedi who had a Perth, and I was like, I wish I had one. And now, well, I guess my wish has been granted. I have a Perth. Now, it's a pretty crappy captain, actually. It's just a 10-pointer. I didn't really feel compelled to print a better captain than 10 points, although, in my opinion, you want Smokescreen Expert, you want Adrenaline Drawer Superintendent, is self-explanatory. On top of that, you want Concealment and IFHE. So you kind of need a 16-point captain to put this thing where, you know, it becomes quite good. Now, which upgrades you want to use? In my opinion, Spotter Plane upgrade for 4 miniaturation! Oh, 17 points even. You want double plane as well, so because of the double flow plane scouts, in fact, that fly around for quite a long time. So you don't really want to end up losing one of those, like to random anti-aircraft from a destroyer or something, which would be quite unfortunate. And the second one should be quite self-explanatory, smokescreen upgrade, simply because this ship has a very unique smokescreen. See if we can actually, I don't think it works here, but it basically lasts 10 seconds and it deploys for like 80. So giving that a huge buff is pretty sick. So you can basically crawl around for like a minute and a half, or I think almost 2 minutes. You can crawl around in the open ocean at 8 knots. Well, quarter speed is 8 knots, but you can crawl around at an incredible speed and just simply go ham. So if you have Smokescreen Expert for slightly bigger smokes, then you can basically get a fleet of cruisers, or 2 destroyers in this case, inside the smokescreen and keep it going. Now, of course, destroyers are a lot more independent, but put it this way, if you have 3 Perths, you can permanently vape across the entire map, wherever you want, at a slow speed, from the start to finish. So if it's a very destroyer-heavy game, for example, you can basically use your smokescreens to crawl right up on your enemy. With smokescreen, you can just crawl up on them at a really, really slow speed with your Perth division and just tear their destroyers to shreds. Anyways, Tikatsuki, after losing engine, downlocked it and is now pressing forward. Wistikast is pushing up, but chances are he's going to get dumped on by large portions of the enemy team. I'm not really intent on engaging the Edinburgh. Wistikast's smokescreen is going to expire, so I'm going to deploy my own. And you can see the duration of each individual puff on the smokescreen window, you know, the timer. And you can see the deploy time of my smoke, 150 seconds, so, 1 minute 50, so basically, you know, just short of 2 minutes to fluff around with smokescreen, which is absolutely amazing. So here I am. You can go faster than 8 knots. It's like 11/12, 11 to 12 knots ish, where you can stay inside the deploying smokescreen. But due to this being a relatively cruiser type, you have exceptionally good acceleration. So you put it up to half speed, you know, for like 2 seconds, and you're going to skid out of the smoke. Anyways, Wistikast does suddenly have a Kutuzov in his face, so trying to pressure him so that hopefully he'll stop shooting at Wistikast and you know, deal with something else. But unfortunately, he's out of my targeting zone at the moment. But he should be unspotted and hopefully will get away, because losing a destroyer doesn't lose. Well, it means I lose my ability to permavape. Get a really, really good 3.5k HE salvo on the Turpets. So let's see if we can't continue the pressure on him. I do need to get a little bit farther away to how can I put it? Make sure I can reliably spam him over the island, especially if he starts trying to get any closer. Anyways, my smokescreen is not long for this world anymore, so I'm going to be left for quite a while without the smokescreen. But I do manage to set a double fire on this Turpet, so hopefully I can pick up some more damage. And, well, I mean, I'm definitely getting some damage, so this is alright. I mean, I'm already in, well, I'm basically in the middle of the enemy side of the map, you know, created a massive salient, in a way, down the mid, which is pretty funny in my opinion. Anyways, that's the last shot I can really get off before my smoke expires, so I'm gonna go and borrow my friendly division smoke. And as you can see, it's 2.5 minutes, that's with high caliber signal. And if you really, really want to push the captain up to top level, you take, what's his face again? You also want to take the Jack of all trades for faster consumable cooldown. Because, well, more smoke screens equals more permavate, more smoke screens equal more easy damage, and, well, that is always good. Don't worry, that's my windows exploding, not yours. Anyways, gonna push in towards Weasley Castle. It does have a next smoke screen available, so he's going to deploy it, but, well, now we're definitely on the enemy side of the map, put it this way. We are definitely. Anyways, I checked the Dunkirk to make sure that he cannot spot me through the island, so the smoke screen itself will just simply cover me. That's sufficiently good enough. Unfortunately, with only 50 seconds on the smoke screen, well, there's no way I can get my smoke screen up on time to actually go ahead and put mine up after the end of this one. Need to slow my ship down to ensure I do not skid. Gonna pressure this North Carolina and spam a little bit at him. I mean, this North Carolina is so far back in a top tier battleship. Sure, he's bled a little bit of health to us, but that's nothing at all. The more he delays, the more his team elsewhere is going to get stuffed. And, well, honestly, in all importance, the thing that matters the most is that the more he gets delayed, the more he has to deal with us, the less he wants to. Anyways, this Hipper pushing up is a little bit of a nuisance, especially considering the fact that our smoke screen is about to expire. So I reversed it a little bit. I know my smoke's going to expire. This is mostly to get Wisty Cast out of the way so I can dispense random skill. And then turn the Shizer away, because I do not want to stay here anymore. Anyways, Weasley Cast is also spotted. I'm hoping he does actually manage to get away. My smoke screen comes up in 20 seconds, so hopefully not fast enough for the North Carolina, who is not intended on coming around the corner, to actually, well, line a shot on me. Do manage to get a fire on the Hipper, which is good. Weasley Cast should by now be unspotted, and my smoke screen's almost up, so the moment that happens, I'm going to deploy it now, like that. Just make sure it's between us a little bit. I was thinking maybe I need to cover Weasley Cast in the event that he's still spotted, but he shouldn't be anymore, so that's good enough. I'm going to slow down, just to make sure I don't get blatted. Since the Hipper seems to be quite interested in letting that fire burn, I'm going to swap to AP, and there you go. That's the Kutuzov taking a pop at me as well. So, well, now that he's broadside, I'm going to spam his ship with a little bit of AP, and 3.5 ain't bad. Sorry, Hipper, this smoke screen goes forward at the speed of 8 knots, and you didn't get your elevation right either. So, well, I'm getting some okay AP damage on him, but he's going to angle in now, so it's time to swap to HE. Come on, strangers, swap to HE. There you go. Should have swapped already, considering the fact that I was expecting him to angle in, so, well, these shells didn't really do much. But the fact that he's still on fire is definitely quite nice for me. And I've spent half my game now on the enemy side of the map in a Perth, which is kind of funny in a way. I mean, the enemy A side flank got absolutely annihilated, unfortunately. Our Charlie side flank got pretty smashed as well, so we really didn't have any survivors there. But the important part is that we held Bravo Cap for the entirety of the game. Now, unfortunately, our radar cruiser went down, but I did pick up the enemy Hipper, and the enemy team, as you can see, the North Carolina is now coming back, so he's really not really, well, he's achieved absolutely nothing for his team at the back there. And, well, I'm just gonna go merrily and spam his health down. Unfortunately, both of our destroyers are exceptionally low health, but their destroyers are both dead, so they're not really gonna get very far. Anyways, my smoke's shortly about to expire. Got another 10 seconds left on it-ish to actually shoot. So once that smoke screen expires, I'm just gonna push ahead towards my destroy smokes. Because why not, right? Why not? Anyways, as you see, I haven't used a single consumable yet because the enemy destroyers just weren't really a threat. And, well, the Hipper couldn't torp. So now it's just me trying to get towards friendly smoke. I think that's Wisdicast smoke screen. I think Iveth has one available sometime soon. So, considering that's Wisdicast smoke screen, there's absolutely no point whatsoever in heading towards it, because by the time I get halfway there, it ain't gonna be there anymore, because German destroyer smoke screens have exceptionally bad time. Now, this Lutz is pushing in and the North Carolina's running away, so I'm just gonna turn my ship around, turn the turrets around, so I can be a less inviting target for the North Carolina in the distance. And once my turrets are swiveled around, I'm going to start spamming at the Muchu. I think. There you go. The game's basically already over. The enemy team is out of ships. They only have one battleship, the Smutsu. The North Carolina got burned down by the Atago, and I don't really consider him having done much either. The more he tried to avoid us, the more he got himself stuffed. So the last real ship I can shoot at here, you can see 4-minute long scout plane, comrade. So now I'm just gonna spam away at the La Legionnaire in the distance. Playing the Perth does mean you have to learn how to use the spotter plane quite efficiently, because it's an integral part of your ability to deal damage, and it seems that I'm not that good with it yet, or I got really, really good dispersion, and I didn't manage to steal the kill. I mean, ensure his death. Anyways, visually on my screen, I'm sure you guys saw it, it seemed like the shells appeared from the ocean. However, seeing the fact that he's not spotted, he would have been spotted shooting from, what, 5 kilometers away from Magaida. I'm going to make the assumption that he's inside the smoke screen, and my assumption was absolutely correct. I do manage to pick up some hits off him. I mean, the fact that there's a smoke screen, and the fact that we can't see him shooting, is kind of self-explanatory. Anyways, I did manage to see some hits. He's actually a little bit further, like, yeah, his ship is lined up, like, oh, well, I'm aiming sides. But his ship is lined up there, and, well, unfortunately with the island, I can't continue spamming. But he was actually further back when I first hit him, and it's now that we see him now, it's quite clear that it's purely because his smoke expired. It is really just me hoping I can pick up a little bit more damage off this guy, because, I mean, this game is basically over. Wisdicast puts the smoke screen down so that it basically prevents me from being spotted, not like it mattered. The Kutuzov doesn't have much health, and our entire team is going to be trying to take dumps on his health bar, for whatever it's worth. Well, it's worth 15k by now, but, yep, that's basically it for my first ever, well, not ever, I mean, we did get a live tester thing, but this is my first ever Perth game that I played in Random Battles after her release, because, well, I only just recently managed to get one. So I'd really like to thank Tiger for gifting me one, so I can go ham and have fun with it. Anyways, it's not really an exceptional game, I just wanted to show it off, because it is an okay game after all. 82,000 damage, with 200 shell hits. It is the Leander, basically for all intents and purposes, with a unique smoke. So you really only have 8 guns that shoot at pretty much the same rate of fire as the Cleaver-Lol, so you basically 50% less firepower compared to the Cleaver-Lol. So yeah. The guns on it are definitely not bad though, but what really makes it is its ability to creep up on someone. 8km torpedoes, 8.8km surface detectability range, but it's just the ability to creep up on a destroyer and wreck them, or creep up on the caps, take it, and then run away, because your smoke screen lasts long enough to get you just from outside the capture, where, you know, an enemy destroyer contesting, for example, would not be able to spot you, get into the cap, lock it, or cap it, and then run away. 7 fires, few of them were lasting, so meh, that was, I guess, alright. Team score, I'm third on the team. Perth is not really the best damage dealer, so therefore not going to be the best at actually getting experience. Our Chapaya seems to have had a really good time, though. Fortunately, he died. And, well, we can see the enemy battleships did not have a good time, so they were pretty much screwed. Have a look at the detailed report. 30k of the hit, but that's where I got the biggest chunk of my damage. Did manage to get 24k in the Turpers, a couple of fires which he downed on later on, same for the North Carolina, he let a little bit of that burn. Didn't manage to get much off the enemy Kutuzov, and only 1.5k on the Akatsuki. These shells don't do the world's largest amount of damage, so hey, I suppose this is fine. Credits, well, it's a premium, but it's only tier 6, so only 200k profit for, well, in all honesty, an okay game, so that's definitely not too bad for tier 6 premium at all. Although if you really, really need a credit farmer, and you have the resources and the capabilities to play tier 9, get a Missouri. Otherwise, if you're gonna get a tier 6 premium ship, I mean, I don't think the Perth is on sale anymore, but honestly, I would just say get whichever tier 6 premium ship that you feel is the best for you, because at the end of the day, you're not making credits on a ship that's just sitting in port and gathering dust. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this replay cast, just getting some content out of lazy little me. I mean, making one of these only takes like half an hour to make, and I am too lazy to do that because I'm busy procrastinating. Anyways, take care, and I shall see you guys hopefully in the next one.